right, so I just wanted to make a little video about who I am and what the Scalar Strength program really is. And just starting off, I used to be a really small guy. Well, not small, but I was skinnier. I had some weight to me, but realistically couldn't do much. And there was one day when my dad, he challenged me to a push-up competition. And he said, if I do a push-up, you do a push-up. And I said, okay, that sounds great. And so he did one push-up, I did one push-up. He did 2 push-ups, I did 2, so now I was at 3. And he went down for a 4th one, and I tried to follow. Guess who didn't follow? I lost. I went down, and he kept going, and I was like, oh, this is dumb. I don't want to ever lose a strength competition or an endurance competition again. So I started researching all about exercise, all of these things, and throughout my high school years, I never got to go to the gym. All the time I spent in the fitness industry at that time was spent learning about recovery, nutrition, exercise selection, all the things, just so that way I could eventually go to the gym and really apply what I learned. It was really tragic to me when I tore my meniscus and I was told, hey, you're not going to squat heavy. And I was like, hey, what do you mean? I really want to squat heavy. I think that looks really cool. I got approved for light squats, and they said, okay, you can do light squats, but don't go heavy. I said, that's okay, but what if it doesn't hurt? And they're like, well, if it doesn't hurt, go for it. So I was very careful, and I researched a lot on how to progress. I learned a lot about injury prevention because of just who I was. I was always injury prone. I've injured my shoulders, my wrists, my elbows, my hips, my knees, my shins, my ankles, like everything I have injured because of just being me. Like, I'm just a very injury prone person. And so over the years, I learned how to properly exercise in such a way that would prevent more injuries like this one. And so it's been really beneficial to me because over the years, I've been able to push past what the doctors ever said I ever would. When they told me you'd probably never squat 225 just because of your knee. Now I'm squatting next to 500. And really, I want to take you on the same journey that I went through to get to where I'm at now. Because I know that my systems have worked for a guy like me who was not very strong starting out actually at all. He couldn't do 3 push-ups, and I can take you there. I can start you from there. Or if you got a better base than I did, then I can take you a lot further because I know how to take someone from 0 to hero. So this program is really designed for people like me, people who don't have a lot of time to dedicate to fitness, people who tried to reach their goals but really can't, and people who don't exactly know where to start. Because I remember when I started going to the gym, I was lucky enough to have been studying and researching all these things for years, and I still had a myriad of questions. So really, this program is designed for someone who is like that, who has tons of questions and who just wants to progress quite steadily without having to worry about injury or worrying about if they're doing it right or if their nutrition is good enough. Like all those things, I really want to help you get past those roadblocks. And so really, this program is matching your ambition to your body, because if you're going to the gym, you already told yourself that you want something and that you're going to work for it. The gym is not easy. It's never been easy. And so for that reason, this whole program is designed around matching your ambition to your body. And what that means is I want you to go from this smaller guy to the bigger guy, or the maybe larger guy to this leaner guy. Like whatever your path is, I want your ambition to match your body. All of that starts with foundations and progress. And what I mean by that is this program is called Scalar Strength because I take you through a routine that scales to you, to your strength and to your efforts. And so realistically, it is auto-regulating. You will not need me very long, and that's my goal. And so that's why my whole goal is to build your foundation so that you can progress without me. Okay, so how am I different? Realistically, I am huge on personalized data-driven progression. What this means is we are not going to just plug you into a program and say, okay, go, like, have fun. Ask me questions as you have them. Some coaches do that, and it's wonderful, and it works really well for them. It will. But for me, I know for a fact that for someone like me, that won't work very well because I've got a lot of questions, or sometimes there are weeks that I just am actually on fire and I can do a lot more. And then my progression is just slightly faster for like a month, and that's wonderful. And you will have the same weeks. You'll have the same months where all of a sudden you're jumping up, then you'll stall for a little bit, and then we'll adjust, and we can work together really well if it's personalized. It's not just a plug and play. And because of that, we have an open line of communication. This is very different. Some people are just only on the check-ins. Can you talk to the coach? I'm not that way. You have my direct number. You will be able to ask me questions throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the workout. It's just like, hey, I'm doing this thing. I feel this. Is this right? And I'll be like, hey, let's talk about it. So there are 4 main pillars of this program. The first is mindset. I cannot have you succeed if your mindset already believes in failure. And what I mean by this is if you are approaching a bar and if you are thinking there's no way I can lift this, then there's no way you're going to lift it, period. If you're telling me your goals and your mindset is weak, you will not ever reach your goals. And I'm sorry. So that is why mindset is number one. Your goals are broken into three big sections. The first one are your big goals. These guys are like your moon, right? Shoot for the moon, land among the stars kind of thing. These are your moon. This will be like, if you're telling me like you want a 315 squat, I'm going to tell you, okay, let's go for a 4 or 5. Really, that's where we're at. Like, I want you to look at your big goal as almost impossible. Like, my big goal right now is a 600-pound squat for 10. That's like, a lot of people look at me whenever I say that, they're like, that's impossible. Only elite lifters do that. I'm like, I know. I know that. I know I may never reach it, but I'm working every day to hit that goal so that if I get anywhere near it, I'm sitting great, you know? And so you do the same way. Your goals start with that big moon, okay? Your second one are your medium goals, the ones that take you to your moon. So for instance, for me right now, that would be like a 550 squat for 1, okay? For you, maybe a 315 squat for 1. Then there, right now, that's like a big goal to you, but that's going to be our medium goal because that's very doable. Your next section is going to be your little goals. These are like the goals that are set in a week or in a month. And so these are the ones that we're going to hit, and we're going to hit them hard, and you're going to blow through them, and you're like, yeah, I feel so great. And that's what we want. We want you to feel great as you're hitting your goals, so that way you can get up to those big goals. And so your third thing, the third pillar, is the diet. The diet is really a direct reflection of how much you want your goals. If you're telling me, hey, I want bigger muscles, hey, I want more strength, or hey, I want even just better endurance, like, okay, cool. Eat like it. Because really, if you're eating like you want these things, you will get them. Like, it's not that big, it's not that deep. But if you're not eating like them, and if you're not eating like you want your goals, then you will never reach it. You cannot squat a good amount of weight, or you can't bench a good amount of weight if you're eating like crap. You just won't. Your muscles aren't going to have the fuel, you're not going to have the building blocks, and you're just not going to get there. And that's fine. You're just showing me what you want. So the fourth pillar is effort. And really what effort translates to is not just in the gym, but outside of the gym. Effort is a thing that you have to constantly work with, and it's really quite a self-exploration, and it's going to be difficult for you. It will. As we go along, you're going to get homework, you're going to get workouts, you're going to get diets, you're getting all these things you got to work on. And if you really want everything, I just need a little bit of effort for you. And with all those things in place, you will reach your goals. Promise. So the mindset, let's talk about this. First is, we always talk about is limitations. What is actually limiting you up here? Because realistically, it's not going to be your body. Your body may have some physical limitations, but most of the limitations that come in the gym are in your brain. The second one is we really want to talk about who you are, because if you're the kind of guy that shrinks at every kind of difficulty, or maybe balks at something being a little scary, well, we need to work on that, because realistically, I want you to look at a bar one of these days and be afraid of how much weight you're putting across your back, not because it's too heavy, but because you've never dreamed that you could actually do it. And now you're doing it. That's what I really want for you. And so that takes us to the third spot, is who you want to be. Do you want to be the guy that can lift weight that scared you at one point? That's who I want for you. I want you to be so strong, you're scaring yourself because you're just that strong. And so this takes us back to goals. Are you size goal based? Are you strength based? Are you confidence based? We will talk about these goals and flesh them out and really design a program for you that really reaches your goals and addresses the wants and needs that you have. And so with that, we have diet. And I always approach diet in a backwards way, because I feel like it is so much healthier mentally and physically to approach diet in a way that you want, right? Like if I gave you a protein and a calorie and a fat and a carb requisite, but you're like, I want pizza. Well then, yeah, let's start with what you like to eat. That's the best way to do it, because then we can worry about the nutrition side, and then we can build a structure that works for you. Because I've got a buddy, one of the biggest dudes I know. He just won a bodybuilding competition not that long ago, and he eats a pizza every Friday. Big dude, lean, crazy, awesome guy. He likes pizza, and he eats a pizza. That's his thing. We can build your nutrition around what you like. And so that's really why it's a backwards approach, is a lot of people like to approach it from calories and nutrition first. I approach it from what you like first. Let's talk about effort. I always tell people exactly which sets are the hardest, or which sets are the easiest, or how a set should feel when you're done with it, or a workout should feel when you're done with it. That effort is very easy for a lot of people. What's not as easy for people is when they're bored. Because a lot of people when they're bored, they do a few things. They eat, they scroll, they read, they video game, there are lots of like sedentary things that people do when they're bored. And that's just fine, except for when it leads to unhealthy habits like the eating or drinking things that are caloric or high in calories. So really, we address what your boredom patterns are so that way we can get there. It is a very huge bit of effort that a lot of people don't realize. You can pack on pounds a month because of your boredom habits. And so I really always address this with people and help them understand, or help you understand exactly what it means to restructure your boredom. And so this takes us back to homework. I give people homework. That's how this works. I'm your coach. I like to give people homework because this isn't a classroom, right? This is all application based, and because of that, homework really helps you apply the skills that I will help you learn and develop over time into your daily life. That's the goal. Okay, so why should you use this system? Realistically, when it comes down to it, this system has helped me and others add hundreds of pounds to individual lifts. I've added over 400 pounds onto my squat. I've added 300 pounds onto my bench press. I've added so many pounds to my own lifts, and I've added hundreds of pounds to squats, to both women and men's squats in under 3 months. This system is proven. I know it works because I've helped people do it. And so if you want these kinds of results, let's work together. And so what does it look like to work together? Phase 1 is our baseline week. I get your strength baselines, your diet baselines, and your goal baselines. This week is really all about just figuring out who you are without me. It's more like I'm just a fly on the wall in your life. It's actually pretty cool for me. I really like learning about people. And so it's really fun to see like, hey, where are you? Where are we starting? Where are you at? Okay? And we can work from there. And so phase 2, this is actually like week 2. It's great. This is the 10 rep regimen and diet. So we start with your calories and your nutrients. That's when I give you your protein goals, your calorie goals. I do something different. I only care about calories and protein. Not that the other things aren't important, but it's just that most people don't lack the other things. So that's why we only really care about those 2 things. Next is the routine. So this is when I give you the 10 rep regimen. I call it TRR because it's nice to look at. It's the 10 rep regimen. I give you this program. It's not plug and play. It is designed for you, and I will adjust it to you. But I just call it that because it's the same ideology in every workout that I apply. And then we have checks. And these checks are weekly. They are programmed to be weekly, but that doesn't mean that you can't ask me questions or talk during the week. And realistically, I will constantly be looking at your exercise and your workouts and like checking in with you and going, hey, I see that you did this on bench, good job. Or hey, I see that you kind of did this on squat, what happened? And that's how I am. And these checks, I also don't just call and ask how you are. I actually require of you things. I require videos. I require your own thoughts on a workout. I require these things so that way I can help you best. Because just like a coach in basketball is constantly watching the game, I'm not there with you. I can't actually watch the game, but you can send me videos of your game. I can look at the film. And from there, I can help you more. I can actually coach you and help you out. I'm your teammate. I'm with you. So phase 3 is reevaluation. We repeat stage 1 by deloading. And deloading is simple. It's just a light week that makes you get back to it and feel refreshed. We review what's been happening over the last little bit. We talk about it and say, okay, this is where we're at. What should we do next? And you can tell me if you want new goals or not. And if we do, we can restructure. Realistically, there's not much restructuring that normally happens with people, just because most people's goals don't change that much because they see their progress and they want to hit them more. And because I've done all of these things with multiple people, I decided to create the Scalar Strength program. I really decided that I wanted to help a lot of people put on size and strength that they didn't think was possible. And I know I can do it because I've done it with multiple people. Many people, from men and women, have seen hundreds of pounds added to their lifts. And so that's why I created this program, is to help you reach your goals. And if you want to work with me, you can click the link below and we can book a call and start talking, or you can message me on Instagram. My open line communication starts before you're even my client. So come on and talk to me and we can just figure out what you need before we even get started.